Okay, so number 12 here is just dealing with sets and set notation. So remember, when you have the big U, this is a OR. So this is another way of saying it's in A or B. Or it could be in both usually as well. So we'll just look at A and just compare it with B. So notice -2 is not in B, but it's in A, -1. And let's just make the set while we're at it. So we know we have -2. We know we have -1. So anything in A or anything in B, we just put together. 0 also is in A. 1 is also in A. 2 is in A. 2 is also in B. And notice B has 3 and 4. So that's your A or B. It's literally the combination of A with B. No repeats now. You can't repeat. Notice I did not repeat the 2. You just listed as one item or one, forgot the term, as your set. One member of your set. Okay. So let's go ahead and look at B. Now, this right here is an and. When you see that upside down U, that's an and. So what does A and B mean? It means only the intersection what they have in common. And we already figured that out. Our set is just simply 2. If they had nothing in common, then it would have been the empty set. But notice how both of them have 2. That is the only number that is in both A and B. All right. So now let's have fun with the last problem. Okay. So they're telling us here that the domain goes from -infinity to infinity. That means this curve is just going to go completely from left to right. Okay. We know that the y-intercept is going to be positive. So we know we have a point up here somewhere. And there are two x-intercepts. One of them is -2. So assuming we're a scale of 1, there's -2. So we know, hey, we have one intercept there, but there's actually 2 of them. So there's another intercept somewhere else. The function is positive. Now, this is not a point. This is an interval, right? From this -2 to 3. 1, 2, 3. Now, that's not necessarily an intercept. But from -2 to 3, it's saying it's positive, which means it's doing something like this. Okay, all the way to 3. Now the function is negative from -infinity up to -2, so it's down this way. And I think they kind of gave away the other intercept. It's got to be 3. Because remember, we always do interval notation from one intercept to another. So basically, we're looking at something like this. And then it says it's negative from 3 to infinity. That means it's going to go below. So remember, negative means it has to be below the graph. Positive means it has to be above the graph. Okay. So that's probably the graph. We know we have an intercept at -2. We figured out the other intercept is 3. Those were our two x-intercepts. We made up our y-intercept to be +2, but all we knew it was positive. It could have been 4, 5, only 1 or something. We don't know. It could have been way up here at +10, whatever. We just made that up as a 2. Okay? So there's my y-intercept right there again. Here are my two x-intercepts. And yeah, we made sure it's positive between -2 and 3, and negative from 3 to infinity, and -infinity to -2. So that is our rough sketch.